The court will say, you don't only owe a duty of fidelity, you owe a fiduciary duty.
My name is Liaw Xien, employment lawyer and the principal of Liaw Chambers.
The concept of fiduciary duty. Fiduciary duty is not the same of duty of fidelity. It's a two different things. This is what explained by the judge in the case of Zaharan. It explains this. A fiduciary duty requires an employee to act in the interest of his employer, whereas the duty of fidelity requires an employee to have regard to his employer's interest. When a person owes another person fiduciary duty, meaning he not only needs to take care of this person's interest, he must in fact everything that he do, put that person's interest first. He must do everything in the interest of that person, as opposed to just, okay, as long I know his interest, I take care of it. No, you must put his interest above his own. For example, as a lawyer, I owe my clients a fiduciary duty. Meaning what? Meaning I must put my client's interest above my own. Whatever I do must be in the best interest of this client. Other people don't have this duty, but I do. So I may be like, oh, if filing this case in court, going to court, makes me more money, that is my personal interest. But because I owe my client a fiduciary duty, I cannot do things for my personal interest. I must put my client's interest above my own. I must make sure whatever I do is in the interest of the client. So it's only if it's good for the client to go to court, then only I will have to advise him to go to court, because his interest is above mine. Same like doctors, accountants, they all owe fiduciary duty. The duty is so high that you must act in the best interest of the person you owe this duty to. So it's not the same as normal just duty of care, take care of other people, etc. But you literally put people's interest above your own interest. That's the fiduciary duty. For who are the common people we hear fiduciary duty, like I say, doctors, lawyers, but in the company's context, the directors. Directors owe the company a fiduciary duty. They must always make sure whatever they do is in the best interest of the company. Not in their personal interest, not in the interest of anybody, but the best interest of the company. Not only act in the best interest of the company, they must also avoid any position or anything that they do that is in conflict of that. In fact, they also have a duty to be reasonably competent. They cannot be careless, they cannot be negligent, they cannot be lousy at their work. Why? Because they owe a fiduciary duty, a very high duty towards the company. Now, why am I talking about all this? Is because some employees of a certain position not only have this duty of fidelity, duty of loyalty, even though they are employee, they in fact owe the company fiduciary duty, this very high level duty. They must make sure they always act in the company's interest. So like Zaharan's case say, not only have regard, not only care about the company's interest, they must in fact do things in the company's interest, act in the company's interest. Who are these special employees? So people who hold very senior positions, for example, CEO, directors, executive directors, senior executives, because these people are entrusted in such a high position, so much responsibility, so much power, they are the one that is most vulnerable, most opportunity for them to abuse this power and harm the company. For example, they're in charge of signing checkbooks, they're in charge of approving payments, they are in charge of entering into big contracts. So only these people, they have such a high position, so much responsibility, they got so much power that they can harm the company. These people, the court will say, you don't only owe a duty of fidelity, you owe a fiduciary duty. You must not only just care about the company's interest, you must in fact only do things that are good for the company, that is in the interest of the company, even above your own self. Even you think that, oh wow, maybe enter this contract, I can earn some profit, enter this contract is good for my promotion or whatever. No, you don't think about that. You think what is best for the company only. So normal employees don't get this kind of high level responsibility, they don't get this kind of expectation. But for high position employees, like CEO, directors, executive directors, you have this fiduciary duty. Another one is those with, maybe they are junior, they are not high level, but they are in charge of sensitive company information. For example, the technician, the engineer, all these people, they may be in charge of the company's trade secret, the most important trade secret, the most high technology, the most important intellectual property. Because they are in charge of such important sensitive company information, they are no longer be treated like a normal employee. In fact, they owe a company a fiduciary duty. Means whatever they do, they must be very, very careful with whatever they do. They must put the company's interest number one. So for example, somebody who knows a secret recipe, somebody who is a coder at an IT company, who knows what is the secret code to the company's software or product. These people, because of the things that they are entrusted with, they don't only owe a normal duty of care, they in fact owe a high level fiduciary duty.